right now. Nobody is there. Hello. Yes, Shanvi, are you there? हेलो, आवाज आ रही है मेरी? हेलो, जानवी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Only you have joined now, but no one else have joined. Still, I have dropped the message in the group. Okay, so anyway, let's start with the tutorial 5. Those questions, most of the questions we have covered here, and you all have given the tutorial 4, and the marks are updated now, so you can check on your student portal. So okay, so you all are also requested those questions. I think most of the questions we have covered in the tutorial 5 also. So you can, if you have done this, and the rest questions that I will cover today, and you will submit it on your Google Classroom. Is it clear? As soon as possible. Are you getting my point? Class, आवाज आ रही मेरी?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think we have discussed about the application layer related questions. We have discussed, that is understand application and explain it in your classroom basically. Also I have discussed on your tutorial previously. Then concept of DNS, basically, that is domain name system. This is also discussed. And then we have addressing a scheme of DNS. These all things have been discussed. Then we have different file transfer approach. Clear? So this is exactly deal with the FTP based question. That is, what do you mean by FTP? There, FTP is basically, I have told you that it is a file transfer protocol. So it has accessing of file between sender and receiver. And in this particular transferring scheme, basically, what is going to be done? Uh, the files that are processed between the sender and receiver, it just follow the data accessing path. Clear? So their data connection is established, so through which they can communicate the file here, or sender can communicate the file to receiver, or receiver can send back the data to the sender. Okay. So and before this data transmission takes place, we have a control connection establishment on the separate path. So two port numbers are used for the data connections and control connections. So for data connection, port 20 is used, and for control connection, port 21 is used, and it exactly establishes the TCP connection before the data is to be transmitted. So this is all about the FTP protocol. Then we have a question number 5, that is HTTP पे based है, जो कि how we can access the data on www through HTTP. The HTTP is the hypertext transfer protocol. www is the World Wide Web. So exactly, this tells about how can you access the data from the World Wide Web. Clear? So www exactly, जैसे कि आप लोग को पता है कि हमें कोई भी जब हम कुछ टाइप करते हैं एक्सेस करने के लिए, तो at the user end, whatever you are going to search, that is accessed by the web server. Clear? So from web server it collect the data, and then you got the response. Clear? So HTTP exactly sends a request signal from client to server end, and then we got the response from the server to the client back. That is called the response message. So request and responses are exchanged between client and server. This is for all about the HTTP basically. And request और response में हमारे जो request signal है, that exactly have what three exact request signal format में आपका आ जाता है status line, header. Clear? So this is all includes in the request signal. Then we have the response signal, that is also having the formats here. It is also divided into 3 categories. Now, that all have been discussed previously, so I'm just repeating it again for your revision purpose. So then we have a discussion about SMTP protocol here. So you all know about SMTP protocol. This is exactly the mail transfer protocol. Clear? And this is exactly used for the communication of mail from you can say the client end to the server end. Clear? So exactly, it is done for the electronic mail transmission, and basically we use this, in case of electronic mail we have uses what MTA servers, MTA client, and MMA server, MMA client. MTA server is the message transfer agent, and MMA is what message access agent. Clear? So we have the communication between MTA client to MTA server and MMA client to MMA server. Clear? So in case of SMTP protocol, basically the emails is push operation perform होता है, तो email push होती है from MTA client to MTA server basically, and while the full operation will be performed by the POP or IMAP. POP, all know, that is post office protocol, and IMAP is the internet mail access, internet message access protocol. Clear? So IMAP is also there. I have discussed POP 3 and IMAP 4. Clear? इसके बाद है the comparison between HTTP and SMTP. This I have also discussed here. The difference between HTTP and SMTP. HTTP exactly is a two-way process. SMTP is a single-way process. Clear? So जैसे ही और हमने बताया था HTTP में पोर्ट 80 यूज करते हैं हम लोग. क्लियर? वो पोर्ट 80 से हमारा जो है क्लाइंट कम्युनिकेट करता है. Is it clear? And then we have HTTP exactly, which is the TCP protocol. SMTP भी TCP protocol यूज होता है, करता है. ठीक है, इस तरीके से हमने कुछ डिफरेंसेस भी आपको बताए थे. Then we have the electronic mail. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मेल में आप लोग देख सकते हैं we have short mode on electronic mail with its operation as plain mail access protocol. Then we have POP3, that is the post office protocol. It is the version 3 with suitable processing diagram. What are its mode? तो POP में हमने आपको बताया था कि पोस्ट ऑफिस प्रोटोकॉल में क्या होता है कि जो भी हमारी मेल्स डाउनलोड मतलब ऑफलाइन मोड में अगर आपको suppose the user is in offline mode and the mails are coming onto the mail server and that is stored into the mailbox, and when the user or access point gets turned on their device here in online mode, so it can again download the mail from the mail server mailbox and it can then access the mails. So this is all about the POP3 protocol. तो POP3 में एक मेन चीज होती है कि अगर आप जब तक पूरा मैसेज डाउनलोड नहीं करेंगे, you can't access the message. So you need to download the complete message before going to access the message. Clear? While in case of IMAP में मैंने आपको बताया था कि it need not to download the full message. The header information may convey the subject as well as your partial downloading of the message से भी आप उसको access कर सकते हैं. You need not to download the complete message. So this is the major advantage of IMAP over POP3. Clear? इसमें दो मोड्स हमारे हैं, एक कीप मोड होता है, डिलीट मोड होता है. ठीक है, डिलीट मोड हमारा जनरली POP3 का डिफॉल्ट मोड होता है. डिफॉल्ट मतलब कि जैसे मान लीजिए कोई हमारा मैसेज एक बार डाउनलोड हो गया तो वो मेल सर्वर से इनबॉक्स से डिलीट हो जाता है. ठीक है, बाय डिफॉल्ट. And but if suppose it want to keep that particular mail, so it can also keep that if it is working on some another domain. अगर वो किसी दूसरे डोमेन में वर्क कर रहा है, क्लियर, और दूसरे सब सिस्टम में वर्क कर रहा है, so it can delete that particular keep that mail in that particular mailbox for the while being clear. Then we have the question related to explain IMAP4. So you all know about the IMAP4. Clear? जो भी मैंने आपको बताया, this is internet message access protocol, that is the version 4. So it is a type of protocol through which you can access the mails or messages. Clear? So this is exactly perform the pull operation. It can draw the mails from the mailboxes, clear, and the receiver side. So it just take the pull operation. Clear? इसके बाद आता है व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय माइम, एक्सप्लेन माइम हेडर्स. सो माइम हमने आपको बताया था, माइम इज द मल्टीपर्पज इंटरनेट मेल एक्सटेंशन. क्लियर? तो इसका फिर आपको हेडर भी एक्सप्लेन करना है. क्लियर? सो माइम में एग्जैक्टली क्या है, इफ सपोज द मैसेज इज गेटिंग ब्रॉडकास्ट, या और वी कैन से your message is your mail is broadcasting exactly. Clear? So we use the extensions for that, so which they can broadcast exactly. Clear? Then we have virtual terminal based question, that is discuss URL, that is uniform resource locator. Then we have also the telnet based question. Telnet you all know. Clear? Then we have World Wide Web. Explain World Wide Web. So www is a related question. This is here. Then we have cryptography based question. So what is cryptography, and understand the concept of cryptography. Can anyone explain what is cryptography? as we all are discussing now, right now. Class, can anyone explain cryptography? Astha Dubey, are you there? Bhavesh Kumar, Jyoti Mishra, okay, nobody is responding. Yes, so then we have okay, so if somebody listening to me, kindly respond me. Class, are you listening to me? Okay. Okay, so it is also I am requesting that you all kindly mark your attendance in the chat box. Hello. So now is there any, I'm just asking about the cryptography. Is there any query in the cryptography that we have discussed in the lecture? So you may ask. Class. Okay. So I'm just telling now again. So cryptography is basically deals with a system, or you can say a security mechanism through which your message or data may be encrypted at the sender side, and this is decrypted at the receiver side. So we just uses the secret key, and for that is also known as symmetric key or private key on sender and receiver side. So it is shared to both of them, sender as well as receiver. So it is known as symmetric key cryptography. And if the both the keys are different, so it will be in the category of asymmetric key or public key cryptography. So if I talk about the symmetric key, तो सिमेट्रिक की में हमारा जो भी मैसेज होता है वो दोनों, चाहे वो सेंडर हो चाहे रिसीवर हो, दोनों एक ही की से मैसेज को डिक्रिप्ट करते हैं। ये आपको ध्यान रखना है। सॉरी, एक ही की से इनक्रिप्ट होता है, एक ही की से डिक्रिप्ट होता है। ठीक है, तो दिस इज अ मेजर कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द सिमेट्रिक क्रिप्टोग्राफी। क्लियर? और इसमें एक मेन चीज और है कि जो भी जैसे हम लोगों ने सिमेट्रिक के अंदर दो मेन कैटेगरी पढ़ी है, एक आपका होता है सब्स्टिट्यूशन और एक होता है ट्रांसपोजिशन। ठीक है, तो सब्स्टिट्यूशन में आपने एक सीजर साइफर बेसिक टेक्निक पढ़ी है क्रिप्टोग्राफी से रिलेटेड। ठीक है, इसके बाद हमने इंक्रिप्शन मेथड्स में डीईएस एल्गोरिथम भी पढ़ा है। ठीक है, जो कि आज ही हमने आपसे डिस्कस भी किया था, डीईएस एल्गोरिथम। देन ऐसे ही इसके बाद जो सेकंड है आपका, वो आता है एसिमेट्रिक इंक्रिप्शन, एसिमेट्रिक क्रिप्टोग्राफी भी बोल सकते हैं। इसके अंदर जो आपकी कैटेगरी आती है मेन, वो आता है आपका RSA algorithm. Clear? So RSA is the read semi Edelman algorithm. Clear? So तो ये हमने आपसे बताया था कि कैसे हमारा फंक्शन करता है RSA algorithm for the large data stream to get transmitted with the secured manner. Clear? So अगर हमारे पास बहुत बड़ा डेटा है, so we can deal with that in a secured way. So this is under the category of RSA algorithm. Clear? तो इसमें हमने आपको और कई चीजें बताई थी, कैसे कैसे एक एग्जाम्पल लेके भी हमने आपको समझाया था कि कैसे हमारा डेटा एक्सेस करता है, देन कैसे हम उसको एनक्रिप्ट करते हैं, कैसे डिक्रिप्ट करते हैं, कैसे प्लेन टेक्स्ट से साइफर टेक्स्ट बनाते हैं, फिर साइफर टेक्स्ट से प्लेन टेक्स्ट बनाते हैं। और हमने आपको बताया था वी जस्ट चूजेस टू प्राइम नंबर्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ टू प्राइम नंबर्स we just calculate the step by step procedure here. We just find the step by step procedure and then we go to the result here. This is all about the RSA algorithm. क्रिप्टोग्राफी में हमने आपको बता दिया कि कैसे हम कोई भी प्लेन टेक्स्ट होता है उसको पहले हम की से और इनक्रिप्शन एल्गोरिथम की हेल्प से उसको हम साइफर टेक्स्ट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. Then we have the cipher text into the receiver side, that is again back converted into the plain text. Clear? So उसको हम बैक में फिर हम उसको प्लेन टेक्स्ट में कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं and using the decryption algorithm. Then we have a question like explain the IP security. Class, is there a आवाज आ रही है मेरी सभी को? Class, anyone can please explain the IP security or internet protocol security? Okay. So उसके बाद देखिए we have these supplementary questions also. So if you go through the supplementary questions, so what do you understand by socket? Explain how it is used for the process to process communication. This is the question number one. The second is explain SNMP protocol. That is the simple network management protocol is there. Clear? Then explain electronic mail related question. That is what do you understand by the proxy server. Then we have cryptography related and network security related question. Explain SSH and its component. And then we have some short answer type questions like what are the difference between uh, uh, different services provided by the application layer. So you all know what are the services application layer provided. That I have already discussed in the lecture also. And what do you understand by the socket address? The another question. Then define telnet. That is basically class. Can anyone explain what is telnet? If someone is listening to me, can anyone explain what is telnet? Okay, so telnet exactly एक आपका कह सकते हैं this is the application protocol used on the internet or local area network to provide a bi-directional interactive communication basically you can say here. So it is developed in 1969 is a protocol that provides a command line interface for communication with a remote device or server, sometimes employed for remote management, but also for initial device setups like network hardware. Clear? So this is exactly telnet. So if we further talk about this term, yeah, that is related to the virtual network basically. Clear? So so it is basically a network protocol used to virtually access a computer basically, and they provided two-way collaborative and text-based communication channel between two machines. So it follows the user command transmission control protocol, public internet protocol networking for creating remote sessions on the web. Hypertext transfer protocol and file transfer protocol simply enables user to request specific files from remote computer. Clear? Protocol, that is the networking protocol for creating remote sessions. ये create करने का काम करता है remote sessions को. Clear? इसीलिए इसे virtual network category में आता है ये. And others are used for the जैसे अभी हमने HTTP and FTP की बात करी, they are simply enables user to request a specific file from remote computer, but they can't create the sessions, remote sessions. They're just accessing the remote users, a remote computer. While through Telnet, user can log on as a regular user with the privilege they are granted to the specific application and data on that computer. So, so the result of the request would be an invitation log on with a user ID, and then the program would prompt the user for a password. If accepted, the user is granted access to the remote host. So Telnet is most widely likely to be used by program developers and anyone who has a need to use specific applications or data located at a remote machine. So now then how Telnet exactly works? Yeah. So it is a client server protocol that basically can be used to open a command line on a remote computer. Typically a server user, typically a server. Okay? Users can utilize this tool to ping a port and find out whether it is open. So Telnet works with what is it called a virtual terminal connection emulator or an abstract instance of a connection to a computer using standard protocols to act like a physical terminal. So I think this is clear about the. So some modern systems enables only command line connections using secure shell, that is SSH, an encryption tool similar to Telnet, or through a virtual private network. Because of security concerns, many professions, organization requires use of SSH. Yeah. So this is for about the Telnet basically. Then we have the related question with the DSCP protocol. Yeah, that is what dynamic host control, dynamic host configuration protocol. Yeah. Okay, so in dynamic host configuration protocol basically what is going to happen, इसमें क्या होता है कि हमारा it is a network management protocol used on internet protocol network, uh, while whereby a DSCP server dynamically assign an IP address and other network configuration parameters to each device on the network here, so they can communicate with other IP network. So a DSCP server enables computers to request IP addresses and networking parameters automatically from the internet service provider. So reducing the need for a network administrator or a user to manually assign IP addresses to all network devices. Then in the absence of a DSCP server, basically, A computer or other device on the network needs to be uh, manually assigned an IP address or to assign itself by an address that is API IPA address, the latter of which will not enable it to communicate outside its local subnet. Yeah, so this is what DSCP server. It can implement on networks ranging in size from home network to large computer network and regional ISP network, that is Internet Service Provider network. So a router or a residential gateway can be enabled to act as a DSCP server. Then we have the question related to again with the cryptography and network security in supplementary questions. That is explain integrity, message integrity, and then what is the role of digital signature for message authentication. These are very important terms. Then we have uh, these you can say crossword puzzle. So you all can do this. Okay, so is there any question, any queries regarding this? So if anyone go through the crossword also, so they can give me the answers of these questions. Class, anyone want to give the answer of these crossword? So he or she can answer. क्लास आवाज आ रही है? हेलो क्लास, आर यू गेटिंग माय वॉइस? I think no response from your side. हेलो क्लास, मेरी आवाज आ रही है सभी को? Okay, so I think most of the questions we have discussed. Now we can do the surprise quiz also. So I'm just sharing you the answers of the surprise. Sorry, surprise, not surprise. This is crossword puzzle. So I'm just sharing you the answers regarding this crossword puzzle. Just wait. Okay, so someone can please tell me what will be the answer for the first crossword puzzle question? क्लास, आवाज आ रही मेरी? So we have the questions here. So if someone want to answer me the questions regarding this, so that's first one is the DNS stands for. So you will give the answer that is domain name system. HTTP stands for hypertext transfer protocol. POP is for post office protocol. Email stands for the electronic mail. So electronic mail uses what? SMTP protocol. So network management involves, hello? क्लास आवाज आ रही? Class, all of you are listening to me? Hello. So network management basically involves with the monitoring and you can say and controlling a network system, basically networking system. Then TFTP is the tribal file transfer protocol. POP3 has two modes. So now if you come to the upper end, so we have the question like the packet of the information at the application layer is called as, that is message. Clear? Then we had DSCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Then WWW stands for World Wide Web. Then layer offers end-to-end services. Which layer offers end-to-end services? That is the application layer. Clear? So application layer offers end-to-end services. Clear? All of you are listening to me now? Class? Nobody is responding. What is the matter? Hello? Class, nobody is responding. What is the matter? So is there somebody listening to me or not? So according to me, this tutorial is exactly over now. So if you have any queries in this tutorial, so you may ask anyone of you. Class, anyone have any queries in this tutorial? Why are not responding? Okay, so I'm just taking the names of the students, those who are present with me right now, and just confirm your presence. Clear? I'm just taking the name of the students, those who are attached with me now. Ashish Yadav is there. Ashish Yadav, Astha Dubey, Bhavesh Kumar, Harsh Bharti, Hashnul, Himanshi, then Janvi Srivastava.
Yes, sir.
Who is this?
So Janvi.
It's Janvi. Okay, so were you not present during the session? I was taking the names of calling the students in the regular interval, but nobody has responded regarding the answers for the question. What was the reason?
सर नेटवर्क इशू था.
Network issue. Okay. So this I have discussed the questions regarding this tutorial basically, along with the crossword puzzle and surprise quiz, surprise questions also. Not surprise, short answer type questions. Those all have been discussed right now. So if you have any query, then you may ask. Anyone have any queries? Then we have Jyoti Mishra is also, then Moni Simon, Arun Kumar, Deepika, Harshita Srivastava. Okay, so anyone have any queries in this tutorial? Okay, Janvi, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Janvi, tutorial 5.4 you have submitted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and what about Tut 5?
Sir, yet not completed.
Okay. So when you will do it? कब तक करोगे?
Sir, today or maybe tomorrow I have come. May I complete?
Okay. So tomorrow there is a quiz of this subject also. Okay. Tomorrow your quiz is also there for the particular subject. So what about your preparation? Preparation कैसी है? पढ़ाई कैसी चल रही है? Johanvi, what about your preparation regarding this subject? हेलो, आवाज आ रही है जानवी? हेलो. Okay, so I think she has gone now. Janvi, are you listening? Then we have Harshita Srivastava is also there. Harshita. Okay, so rest ones are not responding. So I think now you all have marked your attendance as well. So I'm just going to close the session now. Yeah. So if anyone have any query regarding this particular unit, so any questions, so you may ask anytime. Clear?